I've just finished some meatballs. Yes, I am at IKEA. That is the Croydon branch. You'll know because of those chimneys. Welcome to my video where we're going to explore Ampere Way tram stop.
The word ampere relates to electricity, yet when you say Ampere Way, or Purley Way, or even Croydon, many people in London will associate those names with IKEA. Safe to say, an IKEA store changes an area. Maybe one day the same will be said for Oxford Street. Oh, that street with an IKEA on. Or maybe not. Today, I am going to cover Ampere Way in Croydon. The tram station serves more than just an IKEA. In fact, a railway ran here long before retail was the main industry. I'll get into why IKEA Croydon has two giant chimneys and explore how IKEA persuaded TfL to rename the stop IKEA Ampere Way. Let's briefly cover where we are. Ampere Way sits on London trams. It's located just 2 stops from Croydon and it's surrounded by mostly retail. If you lived near Ampere Way, you'd probably say you lived in Croydon. It's not far. Okay, let's get started. I'm beginning my story of Ampere Way with the earliest map I could find. If you've already watched a few of my videos, unsurprisingly, the site was nothing but countryside. The closest railway stops was West Croydon, or Mitcham Junction, and a journey between these stations would have seen nothing but green countryside. I noticed the road running along wasn't called Purley Way, like it is now. It's Waddonmarsh Lane, which crosses the railway using a level crossing. As we move through the years, I'll look out for when that changes. Moving forward to the next clear map, and the area is starting to build itself up. The railway has been utilised, and a branch has been added to a mill down the way. Towards what is now called Therapia Lane tram stop, a new hospital has been constructed, and the road that leads to that hospital remains today. Okay, we're now in 1939, and plans for a new power station with 2 large chimneys are well underway. The area has become a sewage and water powerhouse, and plans for a new power station include the ability to keep things cool using that dirty sewage water. If it weren't for World War II, the power station would have been under construction right away. Next map, and here we are, Croydon Power Station B. That's the name. There's so much to take in from this map. The chimneys are here, as well as a beautiful new power station. Here is an artist's impression. It's designed like Battersea Power Station. Surrounding the plant is railway, lots of it. The plant is run on coal, and deliveries are made by railway. I do wish the power station was still here, maybe with an IKEA inside. That Tate Modern Battersea Power Station architecture has really aged well, but I'm sure back in the day they thought it was ugly and oppressive. The now efficient Purley Way, with its smooth rail crossing and off ramps, also meant coal could be delivered by lorry. During the 70s, delivery was partly taken by road, with 25 lorries a day delivering coal all the way from Newcastle. It's hard to believe that this was more effective than rail deliveries, but I'm sure the numbers added up at the time. They didn't add up forever. The power station closed in 1984, and after sitting abandoned for around 6 years, IKEA snapped up the land and got working on their new store. They already had a successful presence in London, and they were ready to sell in the south. Within a year of plans, the store was open. This photo of the new store is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to jump between this and the current day so we can see how things have changed. Let's start with why we're here. The railway. It's single track, and there's no station. The closest station is still Mitcham Junction or West Croydon. The road has truly become king over time, and the railway branches to local businesses and the nearby mill and power station are all gone. With the growth in the car, we can see the car-centric design of the plot. Plans for the Purley Way retail park are clearly underway, with the strangely shaped roundabout being fully constructed and mostly unchanged today. IKEA has an exit from that roundabout leading to its parking, and the second exit leads to an empty roundabout. That will soon get filled with cinema, new housing, Purley Way retail park, as well as a second entrance to IKEA. Likely taken on the same day, this photo shows how the road layout in the retail park was laid and ready to go. Lastly, we see the preserved chimneys. Now pushing 50 years old, these have become an icon for Croydon and helped by IKEA's colours at the top. I got sidetracked when on Street View around IKEA. Back in 2008, they had advertising boards along the road. They've gone now. But look at the price for a breakfast. Even the non-member price, £1.55. That's 25p an item. Quick reminder to subscribe. As new channels, we just don't get the algorithm love we deserve. So, we've made it this far into the video and I've not even mentioned Ampere Way. Isn't this video supposed to be about a tram stop? Hit subscribed and I'll begin. The tram stop opened 8 years after IKEA. Tracks between Wimbledon and Croydon were made more efficient and doubled where possible. This photo of the old station is wonderful. There's a ticket machine. Anybody who rides trams will know it's impossible to buy a ticket. It's an oyster-only service. Where the dot matrix sign now sits is an old sign. £2 cash, which is more than the tram costs today. £1 with oyster. It is fair to say that the tram costs haven't changed much at all. It's £1.75 today, and this photo makes me think that it's very reasonable. Now, no doubt if you've ever used the trams, you'd consider this to be the IKEA stop. It's called Ampere Way, but most are here for IKEA. Clearly, IKEA noticed this, and a few years after the opening of the tram, they made a case to team up with TfL and rebrand to IKEA Ampere Way. This was rejected on the grounds that the station should not be named after a commercial enterprise. But IKEA had a great comeback up their sleeves. Ever visited the shopping centre in Croydon? It's called Central. What tram stop would you use to visit Central? Central. Well done to the IKEA team on that find. They won, and for almost 2 years it was named IKEA Ampere Way. So, how about the station today? For anybody who hasn't ridden the London tram before, let's do a quick tour of the facilities. Tram stops are like scaled down train stations. You've got platforms, but they're not very far off the ground. And you don't need a bridge because you can just walk across the tracks. There are shelters that look remarkably similar to bus stops, and TfL do a wonderful job at giving the tram an identity. The railing, the rubbish bins, the signage, and the general feel of the stations is very uniform. You know you're in the right place. Outside of the two platforms, the tram stops have no footprint in the area. No, there's no car park, and most of the signage is within the station. Often you will get a nice roundel up the road, but not here. At the time of visiting, construction is currently underway for a new pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian compliance for the original crossing is low. It takes you in the wrong direction and requires you to cross an extra road. It's a classic car-centric design, which prioritises traffic flow over pedestrian convenience. Many people arriving at Ampere Way make risky crossings through gaps in traffic in the hope to save some time.
Okay, I'm going to do a very non-scientific test and see how much time that new crossing is going to save. Let's start with the old way. I'm going to do everything right, following all the rules. Camera is set. I am now walking in the wrong direction, away from IKEA, but I need to get to this crossing first. I've actually been lucky. I've come straight in with a green man. The issue here is there's then another crossing with another button, so I just can't help but notice all the people taking rogue routes. That new crossing is really going to help with safety. I've made it over the second road. I've arrived at the new crossing. That took me 1 minute 24 seconds. Now the other route is now a bit dangerous because they've added some new fences in preparation for this new crossing, but I'm still going to give it a try. New timer is set. I'm going to have to make my way around these fences. Usually you just walk across the dirt there, but these fences have been built in preparation for the new crossing. You can see here why people do this, because you see the tram coming in, so you just want to make a run for it. Looks like I've actually got a clear path to cross. This is definitely going to be very fast. I'd love them to cut some fence down here so you can get in. At the moment you need to walk up to the top of the station to get in, but let's take a look at the watch. We are at 47 seconds for the new route.
That's around 40 seconds saved and brilliant news for pedestrians at Ampere Way. So, what's next for Ampere Way? I'd love to see some more pedestrian infrastructure built. If you want to get to the shops behind the station, for example, the range, The walk feels unnecessarily long. I'd love to see an IKEA sponsor for the station again. I was a big fan of that. If IKEA are willing to pay, it seems like a win-win. Let's face it, the presence of IKEA is only helping the other shops in the area.
And that is it. Before you click away, please click subscribe. I'm a new YouTube channel. The algorithm doesn't love me yet, so if you want to see more of my videos, you need to subscribe. But thank you for watching. I will see you on the next station tour.